everyone, welcome back to another video. Michelle Martinez here, and today we're going to be doing one of my favorite things, which is organizing camera bags. Now unfortunately I don't have any new camera bags or anything like that, nor will this be a review. This video is primarily 3 parts. If editor Michelle remembers, I'm going to try to put some time codes down in the description so you guys can skip around if you don't want to watch this whole video, because I imagine this is going to be kind of a long one. If you guys don't know already, I think I mentioned in the video before, I will be traveling to Chicago end of this month for the month of November. Primarily this is solely a work trip, and because at the end of November we do get some time off, we usually always spend that time in Chicago anyways to visit family. So I thought I'd take advantage and just stay out there for the whole month, get a lot of work done, get to see family and friends, the whole shebang. So in this video we're going to be going through over 3 things. The first one is the gear that I'm bringing, not only for work and be able to have like a portable station where I can set up anywhere. Due to COVID, I'm still not really comfortable going into the warehouse / office and work from there. So I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. So if I can work from home wherever I'm at, I want to be able to have a good portable just workstation. So going over the gear list that I'll be taking for work, as well as trying to recreate something like this for YouTube. As I'll be out there for a month, I don't want to not post for a whole month. I'm not sure what I'll be recording. I mean, I won't be having any new products. The PlayStation, thanks to Walmart and not being able to change the address, is going to be coming here to Texas, so I won't be able to unbox any of the PS5 stuff that I purchased until December, because I won't come back till the end of November, unless if I pull an all-nighter. Anyways, so that's gonna be a late video already, so I'm really bummed about that. As far as that, but I'll try to record some stuff up there. So I'm also trying to see what kind of equipment I can bring to recreate kind of like a nice light, have a good microphone setup to do YouTube stuff. So that's gonna be number 1, gear list. Number 2 is how I'm gonna bring everything, pack it essentially, which is gonna be my favorite part of the video. And lastly, the third thing is I'm gonna show you how it looks like set up. So this right now, I get the luxury of being in my studio. I have my stand-up desk. I have the Godox, VL300. I have my mic up here, which hopefully sounds good. I'm trying something a little bit different. So I have the luxury of having this huge setup. So now I'm gonna try to recreate something like this, but in a lot smaller package. Definitely not bringing this light nor the softbox. So we're gonna be showing, hopefully, if I set up everything correctly and it looks good, I'll show you guys that footage to see how it looks and sounds, and that's how we'll end it. So let's get right to it, the gear list. Now I won't be going through every single piece of gear, but I did want to just show off the main pieces of gear that I'll be bringing to kind of accomplish the work in YouTube stuff. So let's start with the light. So the main workhorse light that I'll be bringing is the Godox SL60W. I've had this thing for quite a while and I love it, but I've been able to upgrade to the VL300. But this thing is great. I think it's small enough, powerful enough to be able to use it for work, professional stuff, as well as for YouTube to try to recreate this light here. So this is gonna have some dual purposes. I like how small it is. It's not heavy. So this is gonna be the primary light that I will be bringing and using for the month of November. All right, so now as far as softbox or whatever, I'm gonna be bringing I think this is the Aputure Space Light. I've had this thing for quite a while, but I haven't actually used it as much because I actually don't really like how much space it takes. Haha, space light. It does take quite a lot of space, even though it's long. So it's not the best. This isn't my favorite, but I really don't want to spend more money. I'm really tempted. I'm debating whether taking the space light, since I already have it. As you guys can see, I already have like the adapter that connects to the Godox there, so this is kind of all ready to go and set up. This does fold down a lot more, but I don't feel like doing that, and I like having this set up already. So anyways, I really don't want to spend more money, but I'm really tempted on getting the Aputure the lantern, because that's a lot smaller. It doesn't take that much space. So I don't know, we'll see. I still have like 2 weeks, give or take, on whenever I release this video to decide. But as of right now, I have the space light set up to be using as my main softbox lighting diffusion. This next one, I don't know how to pronounce it. ESDDI, SD, whatever. So I have 2 of these. These are actually provided for me from work. So these are technically work property, not mine, but these are absolutely awesome because they're super light, very portable. It's only a light bulb that you take out, and this whole softbox thing kind of folds. So it's a longer, but it folds down. And then you have just a simple C-stand or light stand because it's not heavy. Now the only thing is that you can't adjust the brightness so you get the full power. Hence I have this added diffusion sheet on it because sometimes it's a little bit too bright because I do use this for the main product shots that I use for work, and it's close up, so sometimes it gets blown out. So I do have this as an extra added diffusion for this light. But again, I love this. I might be bringing just one. Again, I'm trying to keep this gear list as small as possible. So I think with the Godox, being able to kind of control the power and intensity of it, and with this one, I should be pretty set for anything. So this is gonna be one that I'll be bringing. And this stand, this stand is mine. It's a MRAT? I don't know. But this folds down pretty nicely, super light, compact, really excited. All right, this next one is actually a new addition. I just got maybe earlier this month or last month or so. I bought this light stand boom arm combo from Manfrotto specifically for this trip because the C-stand that I have that's currently holding right now this light doesn't fold. It's not portable at all. After hours of research, there aren't any locking casters for it because I do want it movable. So that's unfortunate. It is super, super heavy. It's great for this light, I think, and for stationary lights, but as someone who's traveling, not knowing where I'm gonna be setting up work, I need something light. I went with this, I looked it up, it seemed great. And you can add wheels to this, which I do have those coming. Actually, I did order those. I think it'd be great not only for travel, but for the studio as well, being able to kind of bring the light wherever. So this thing's really awesome. Again, it's from Manfrotto. This arm here, you put it all the way up and then it can be a boom arm. So it has multiple uses. It was a pretty good price. I think it was $154. I'm really excited. This is gonna be the main light stand for the Godox SL60W, as well as possibly I could also use this as an overhead rig if need be. Again, I would have to sacrifice not being able to use the Godox SL60W, but I would have a nice shot, overhead rig for the camera. So, but again, options, I have options. This is great. This does fold, obviously the legs, but this is it's still pretty big, but it's definitely nowhere near as big as the C-stand that I currently have. So this is much more manageable. So I'm really excited to be using this and just seeing how it does as a traveling light stand and boom stand thing. So pretty good, check it out. Now I won't be going into like every little piece of gear that I'm bringing, like, oh, I'm bringing this bongo tie, oh, these batteries. I'm not gonna bore you. Those were the big main pieces that I'm bringing that are kind of new, and I'm interested to see how they work for work projects as well as for the YouTube stuff that I wanna do. As far as the camera goes, obviously I'll be using this one, which is the Sony a7 III. Monitor, mic, we get it. Stuff that I've been using for a while now. Okay, so enough of the gear. That was the main stuff. So now we're on this part 2, which is how I'm going to pack everything, which is my favorite part. So I'm super, super excited. The goal is to bring everything in 2 bags. Mainly the 2 bags that I'll be bringing are, I'm not sure if I want to put this on the desk. It's kind of heavy. 2-wheeled hard shell case. HPR something or other. I'll have the links down below. But this here will house the majority of the gear, because if you guys seen any of my previous, most recent like backpack videos, I can't hold a lot of gear on my back. It's just, I've reached that age. I peaked. I'm 87. So most of the gear I'm gonna try to fit in here. I do have a second skin in there. We'll dive in deeper into there in a little bit. As far as for bag 2, now this one actually kind of surprised me. Initially, I was going to bring, as like my everyday backpack kind of thing, the Low Pro Freeline. However, I'm starting to not really like this. It's kind of hard. The way they set this up, you really don't have a lot of space, especially if it's not just only gear that you want to bring. If it's only gear, lenses, and cameras, then maybe you're okay with this, but I like to bring my iPad. I now have a second monitor screen, stuff like that I want to be able to bring. It fits really, really tight in this one, so I'm not really a big fan of this anymore. For the stuff that I need, this isn't really cutting it as much. It's great for light gear or minimal setups, whatever. So I'm actually not going to be bringing this because I'm going to be having most of my gear in this hard shell case, and it's, you know, it has wheels. I'll be able to transport it. I'm going to be bringing the Peter McKinnon Nomadic Backpack. Hold on. I know if any of you out there have seen my previous videos of this, I literally just said that I won't be able to be using this anymore. I won't be using this backpack as it was intended, which is pack it with gear, pack it with clothes. I can't. This thing is way too heavy. Even like as it's empty, it has weight to it. So my thinking, my logical or way of thinking is that, okay, most of my gear, which is not a whole bunch anyways, so most of it is going to be on the wheeled hard shell case, meaning there's not going to be that much stuff to put in here. Again, not using it as its intended purposes, but I love how it organizes things. That's what I love the backpack most about. It's just, it organizes all my stuff perfectly. I love the way it fits. And again, I kind of set it up a little bit differently this time. So I think this backpack will work as a great companion for a hard shell wheeled case. It's not gonna be as heavy for me. I'm not gonna be like moving around. I don't expect any of the shoots that I have to do for work where it's like a run and gun type of thing. And if it is, I'll be bringing maybe like 2 lenses max, a camera, and that's it. So again, that won't weigh down in here. That's my thinking. We'll see how it goes. So I'll be bringing just those 2 bags, and then plus my actual suitcase, as it is gonna be 1 month. I have to bring some clothes. All right, so now let's get to the fun part where we're actually gonna put things in there. Obviously some things are gonna be missing as I am using the main camera, I'm using the mic, and I'm using the monitor. So just keep that in mind. All right, so first up we have the HPRC hard shell case with the second skin inside of it. But here's the overall layout of the bigger gear that I'm bringing. I'm trying to pack as much as I can in here, that way there's not so much in the backpack. As you can see, this is where I house the light. I have 1 lens here, the 50mm. I have my drone, the Mavic Air. I have some cleaning utensils as well as the remote for the light and the remote for the camera. These things tended to move around, so I put this like Velcro strap on top of it, so that kind of helped from moving from all these controllers to kind of get out and move around when I'm moving the actual case. So that has helped a lot. Maybe I'll get some more straps on a few things. Here's where I have the drone controller as well as the extra battery, some filters. Since these things are kind of loose, I might need a Velcro strap here to keep it securely in place. Next lens that I have is the 24-105 here. I think these are going to be the main 3 lenses that I'm bringing. The one recording is a 16-35. That pretty much covers everything. The 16 all the way to 105 is a pretty good range for work and for YouTube stuff. So I think that'll be enough. I have an extra short HDMI cord, as at my uncle's place I do have a monitor, so I like to connect my laptop to it. So this is kind of my travel HDMI because it's shorter. Now here I have some options. I have the Peak Design Tech Pouch, which I did a review about it a long time ago. I can post that link up, down, or down in the description box. But this is where I house a lot of my tools or gears that I can use on shoots. So especially for work, I've been using these gaff tapes a lot, so I always like to have those on hand. I have a multi-purpose tool that I use to tighten or unscrew some stuff that I need. So this is just great. I have this little pouch of little adapters to different connections depending if it's a bigger size or smaller. Plus this adds weight to my tripod. So I do connect. You can kind of see here how like uneven this is because I leave this hooked on the bottom of my tripod, as that tripod is not really sturdy and I don't trust it with especially with the bigger lens. So I like to use this sturdy down the tripod. So I could put this here, or I have an option of putting in the camera accessory case, which houses the GoPro Hero 9 as well as the Fimi Palm Pro. I have that stuff here, and a few extra stuff as such as the I think I have the Rode, oh yeah, the Rode wireless stuff here. You know, extra mic, you can't go wrong with that. So I have all like the GoPro mounts and all that stuff here. Both of these pouches kind of weigh a lot, so I have the option of either putting the Peak Design pouch in here or this one, the accessory case. So I'm still on the fence to see which one is better suited for this pouch or for this section here, and the other one I'll just put in the camera backpack. But for now, we'll put the Peak Design here. Now this is actually, I'm not sure if I can actually use this, if I can actually have all of these things on this side. Initially, all I had was the power cord for the Godox light and this little friction arm. But I do want to bring this clamp for the GoPro Hero 9. I really do like using this and being able to mount the GoPro. I don't really want to fit this in my backpack. I mean, I can, it's not bad, but it would be awesome if I can close the case with all of these things in here. Ideally, that's where I would have it. If not, I'll take out the clamp. I can't close the case right now just because I have the camera already mounted. It's just this whole ordeal. So you'll know kind of like the space is pretty much will house the cable and this magic arm, friction arm, and possibly the clamp for the GoPro Hero 9. But this is the roller case. This is pretty much a lot of the gear that I'm bringing. So now let's go to what will be in the backpack itself. Hopefully it'll be a lot lighter than this thing. This thing is actually pretty heavy, so I'm thankful it has wheels, hard case, everything's protected. I like this thing. Good investment. If you're traveling and you have a terrible back or don't want to be carrying all of this stuff in a backpack, it wasn't too expensive, and I think it was well worth it. So thumbs up for this hard shell case. So now let's move on to the backpack. So this next part, which is the Peter McKinnon Nomadic backpack, is going to be kind of bare and empty because all the things that are going to go in here are actually in use right now. But we can kind of get an idea of how I'm going to be packing this. Now, ideally, what I'm hoping is that when I do load this out, it's going to be a lot less heavy than what I initially had it back in the last trip that I used it. But obviously, to start with, the laptop will be in here. I really don't feel like putting it in there because it's not anything super fancy. You get it, it's a laptop sleeve. So the 15-inch MacBook Pro will be going in its sleeve. Trying to open this up. See, as you can tell, there's really not much in here. So let me just kind of run down what I will have up in these slots because everything's already in use. So we'll start here actually, since you can kind of already see Manfrotto Pixie, the Pixie tripod. That goes here as I have easy access. I have a little door here on the side. And I've kind of organized it in a way where I'll be able to access the tripod if I need it, as well as my water bottle, because I'm actually not a big fan of using the side pockets. Because this bag is already huge on me as it is, I didn't want to have to add extra like space on the side. So it was really important to me to find a spot for my water bottle. So that actually fits perfectly here alongside with the Manfrotto Pixie tripod. Up here I have the dedicated rainfly cover thing for the backpack. I am actually going to be bringing this and might be using it because Chicago right now, it's getting pretty cold, it's pretty rainy, so just in case, and I'm kind of paranoid when it comes to my gear, so to protect the backpack even more, I have the rainfly. On this side here is where the actual camera is going to be living, the Sony a7 III. Alongside, this can kind of change depending on what lens I will have attached, but most likely be the 16-35. So this could be adjusted depending on the lens that I have, but this fits perfectly. Again, I have the option of quick access through the side door. So that was one of the main things that I wanted to organize this backpack, was like easy access to the three most important things: my camera, my water bottle, and the tripod. So that's all right there, perfectly organized. Now here on this slot is where you can, where I'm gonna be fitting the Rode, I don't even know what Rode mic this is. This is the long one. It's one of the first Rode mics I've ever bought, but that actually managed to fit here. It does squish a little bit the dead cap, but it's not a big deal. So that fits at the bottom. In this slot right here, I have the monitor, which again, I'm using right now. along with the, what is it, the L bracket, swivel bracket thing. So that fits here. So since I already have the drone in the hard shell case, I did have it in the camera cube. I had this already organized for my drone specifically, so it was just kind of easy to grab this bag, know that I have my drone and go. And like I can show you guys, it fits up here, perfect fit. But again, if you add pouches into pouches, it starts to weigh the bag down. So I don't think I'm gonna be bringing the camera cube. Again, since I'm gonna be lugging around the roller bag, or if it is just a quick trip, I can, it's fine if I just put the drone up here. It's not gonna break. So I wanna keep this space as empty as possible because again, thinking about weight this time around. I think for the actual trip, as far as transportation, I'll be putting the accessory case up here. Again, I'll have this extra space, but that's this layout. So far it's worked for me. I used this backpack for the Cinnabloom review vlog that I did. We kind of had a picnic and this is the setup that I had, and it was great. It worked out great. It didn't weigh so much. And so far this setup is really working for me. On this side here, I can fit the Peak Design strap, which I actually don't know where it is right now. So in its place, I have a microfiber cloth. It's just this nice little slot there. I do have the Rode Video, what is this, Micro. I mean, I don't think I need 2-3 mics, but in the case I want to vlog or just shoot a quick video, maybe it might be nice. So debating, I don't know. We'll see if I bring this or not, but that has its place right there, just in case, or I can replace it with a lens if once I'm in Chicago and I just want to go on a shoot, I will have space here for a lens. So now switching this around, it's kind of, this backpack is huge. Okay. I have the filter case here. So I have all my filters in this spot. I mean, pretty much self-explanatory. Batteries, SD cards, and then, as I said earlier, I love to bring around my iPad. This is the 11-inch Pro with the mouse and Magic Keyboard. So that lives there. And that's pretty much, that's my backpack. Again, I hope it's not too massive. A lot of these things aren't gonna be, I'm not gonna be like lugging around with me from place to place. Like the iPad, I'll probably leave it at home. Hard drives and all that stuff, that's also gonna be in here. That I actually just forgot that I needed to bring hard drives and dongles. All that stuff will be in this backpack as well, for as far as transportation. But that's I think that's my 2 bags that I'm bringing. So next up will be how I'm actually going to be setting up the main talking head shot with the gear that I showed you previously, and seeing how it looks, and hopefully I can imitate a pretty good decent setup that's pretty portable and minimal. So we'll cut to that. Okay, so this right here is the portable setup. I hope this sounds good. I have the microphone here. I think if I zoom out, you can see it sticking out here. So that's where I have connected to the friction arm that I showed earlier, to a clamp that's connected to the tripod itself. I have the Peak Design pouch at the bottom, so it weighs down this whole setup. Here you can see to my left the actual space light. So this is kind of what I mean, where it takes up a lot of space. I do have it set up as a boom arm because this is a setup, which I think adds to the space that this whole entire light setup takes up. So now I'm actually I think I'm getting convinced on maybe ordering the lantern, because I wouldn't have to have the light as a boom arm to allow the space light to hang down. This thing, I could have it actually up. So yeah, I might look into that a little bit more. Here I have the EDST light here with the light stand and the sheet and the diffusion sheet up here. I have no other lights on. I'm in the garage. I have the only natural light coming from the window behind me, but essentially I think this should be bright enough. I think this light is only at like I think it's maybe at like a 20-ish%. It's actually too high up for me to see. But it's not that bad. I think, you know, the closer I get, it is going to be, you know, it's too bright, a little too hot there. So, but I think this, as far as the distance, is good. Hopefully the mic is positioned in a good spot as well. But this is my recording this is it. This is what it would look like. Not too bad. Again, this light can be moved around depending on what my environment looks like. If I need to brighten up the background, kind of like separate myself from the background, or just add another light. So that's gonna be a super flexible light to move around. This thing, I think I'm convincing myself to get the Aputure Lantern. Oh, okay, the garage light just turned off. So this is truly what it would look like. But thank you for watching this long video. If you watched everything, thank you so much. Like this video if you liked it. Comment down below if you have any questions about this setup, or if I'm missing anything, or if you think that I could improve and maybe minimize the gear that I'm bringing. That would be really helpful, and I would greatly appreciate that. So comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys. I might be able to make another video here in Dallas before I leave. If not, then I'll see you guys in Chicago. You guys stay safe out there. See you guys soon.